Hello, this is Zach from Slugfest Studios, back with Devlog number 2. So today I'll just be going over a few things, pretty much the main capsule, which is the main image for the Steam page. I did create that, and the game is now on Steam to be wishlist, which if you could do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. Also, I'll be just going over a few bugs that I wanted to squish and a few mechanics that I tried adding. But real quick, you can join the Discord in the link below, wishlist on Steam, Bonebound, and subscribe for more content. Let's jump into it. So right here, I was just working on kind of the background of the main capsule. So I started with like a flat gray, and I didn't want it to be totally flat, so I just kind of did these kind of like these little dithers just to add a little texture. And I kind of just made these black streaks, and then I just started to blend it in. And then right here, so I did import the title of the game, Bonebound, and I wanted kind of a highlight to showcase the title better. I wanted your eyes to be drawn to the title of the game. So I kind of opted for this purple outline around everything. I actually really like it. I think it makes it pop a little bit more. And the only thing is I didn't really like that bone, so I just swapped it a little bit, and then I inserted the large skull guy, which is pretty much the mascot of the game. Add green eyes, and this next part is adding a ambient fog around, which is kind of like the fog of war. But so with this, I wanted to kind of draw your eyes towards the center and the title of the game. So these corners, I just wanted like rolling in fog, kind of neutral colors, gray, whites, blacks, mix them together. So I did a bunch of circles, and then I started to blend them in. And I kind of did this cascading fog that rolls in from the corners of the screen. I did an outline for the big skull too, to make it pop a little bit more. Now here, this is where I wanted to incorporate some of the cards of the game to fill in this negative space on the corners. I just think it would work really well. It kind of showcases all the species from the title of the game. And kind of what I wanted to go for is I have 12 total species of the game. Now there's 6 like quote unquote good creatures, and then 6 like quote unquote evil creatures. So like the good creatures are creatures that are usually active during the day, they rest at night. The right side is more so the creatures that are more active during nighttime, and then they rest during the day. So I did this like day and night, like the left side's day, right side's night, so it showcases all the species that are in the game, the 12 species. It also creates this like angle effect where I think it's good, where it blends into those corners, but it still draws your eyes towards the center of the screen. And this is me kind of just positioning a lot of the cards. I like this positioning that I have. The only thing is I want to kind of fine-tune the positioning of it. I want them kind of symmetrical, but I still want them kind of like off-center, not perfectly symmetrical, but to the point where they look very symmetrical when you look at it. So I just added in another layer, and this is where I started to want to like add some shading, some lighting to it. So another thing I wanted to do was add like shadows to the corners and then kind of draw it into the center. So I was kind of just messing around with a lot of shadows. You can see that there's a lot of stuff I did not like. So I kind of go through this a lot, just adding in these shadows. And I'm kind of contouring these shadows in the corners. And I'm trying to find something that I like that's not too harsh, but it will draw in the corner. And right here, this is where I get like some shadows that I do like, and then I start to blend in those shadows a little bit on this new layer. And yeah, I really like the shadows that I added. I think it draws it in a lot more. I'm just blending it in even more. It's a nice little touch, just it should have drawn everything, and this is where I start to do it for the top. Now there's a lot of negative space towards the top, so I did it a little bit darker to draw it in a little bit more. This is me just blending in. I just add a black contour over the top corner on a new layer, blend it in. Now, the final little touch that I wanted to add was a contrast filter over the whole image, which all that does is it just darkens it up. But that is the final touch, and it is finished. In the comments below, let me know how it turned out. Now, the next thing I'm kind of jumping into with that finished is I'm just doing some bug fixes. So right here, you can see the enemy name is where the player name should be. And the player name is where the enemy name should be. So it's honestly just a very simple flip of the name. In the coding, I found that I actually had it switched. I had it where the enemy goes where the green name is, but this is me just showcasing that I did fix that. Cursed Werewolf, that's the player's creature. Wolf Cub, that's the enemy creature. Now, the next thing I wanted to go over, because I never really went over it, is the trading system. So I did fine-tune the trading system, so all the cards are in there. There's different tier shops, and there's 12 different species merchants. So this is a skeleton merchant. He sells undead-based cards. So the top right cards, they always sell like creature cards. So this is where you can get rank 0, rank 1, because this is a rank 1 tier shop. You'll have rank tier 2 shops, which will sell like rank 1 to rank 2. They all have percentages based on their creatures, what they can add in there. The bottom left card, that's diagonal, that's kind of the wild card. It always shows a card that for a upgrade transition on a creature. And the bottom right card is always a equipment card. Notice how it's a great sword, that leads into a great skeleton once you evolve him into the rank 2. So they always sell cards that can lead to unique transformations. So this definitely helps trying to find those unique transformations that the player wants. So with these events too, is I actually have percentages that add on to event. When a creature rolls for an event on a empty tile, they're more likely to hit these events if they are the species types. So like a skeleton minion, because he's undead, might hit this shop more to upgrade that skeleton minion. And this is me just showing an overlay on it, buying it. It goes on top of my deck, just zooms right in. And these are how this wobble, where it can't add because I don't have enough money. Now, going over rank 0 cards, because I realized I never did, there is 12 species in the game, right? Now, those 12 species, each species will branch off into 3 different classes. So, for example, Undead has Skeleton as a class, Zombie as another class, and then Mummy as another class. They all have a rank 0. This, for example, is a Gravestone, transforms into a Skeleton minion 3 to 5 turns. So this card, once it sits in your hand 3 to 5 turns, it will transform into a rank 1 skeleton minion. And this is it showing, this is like on the third or fourth turn, it will start to transform in your hand. Yeah, so right there, it transforms from a gravestone into a skeleton minion. Now this is a creature card that you can play. And going to something new. So this is where I wanted to add some battle sparks. I want to add some impact when creatures run into each other. It should show some kind of flair. So this is just honestly like a little detail thing that I've been wanting to add. So this is me actually incorporating it. And I'm testing a lot of things because right here, it's happening, but it's too small. The enemy creature is supposed to have it happen, and it kind of happens, but it's way too small. So this is honestly me just going from step 1 all the way up to the step that I like. And I'm kind of just showcasing every single thing right there. A little bug, I have an extra image behind it. It's huge, massive, popping off in the background. So I had to fix that. And this is where I start to get it fixed a little bit, and this is actually where I start to get something that I like. I like these little yellow sparks that fly off the enemy. When anything impacts in combat, you'll see these sparks fly off each other. Now I do have to, like, this is kind of a placeholder for the image, but I really like how this turned out. It just adds a little bit more impact, a little bit more depth to the combat system. And now that, with that being done, now the next thing that I wanted to add was something called an arena spotlight. So I wanted combat to feel a little bit more like one-on-one, like this is your creature. So I added these arena spotlights where they extend out from the creature. Now with these arena spotlights, I can do a lot of things. I can make it where if you have a friendly creature that touches that arena spotlight, they might be able to help in combat, or, you know, for summoning. So like creatures might summon these tiny little like tentacles or skeleton that summon from this white circle. Now I have those 2 spots, But I did switch to a single one. I'll show it in my next devlog. It's just one big circle that overlaps both cards. And now the next thing I wanted to do was add like the event, because I had a point where I didn't know what creature was in what event. So I actually added like a little title selector to the event. It showcases what creature is in the event. You can actually click that skeleton minion button and it will pop over to the main creature. Now I'm probably going to add an overlay on the creature too, with like a little golden sparkle around it, so you know what creature is in what event. And then I'm further going to show like how much health it has in case like you're doing a tricky, like a risky thing. Now I added the title to it, so now you can like further expand. So now I have a skeleton minion with a title, and now that actually shows skeleton minion newcomer. So it gives a little bit more detailed, like what creature is in what event. And that is it for devlog number 2. I think I am going to start to opt for these shorter format styles, just like 30 seconds to like, I don't know, like a minute and 30 seconds of just kind of showcasing what I am working on, and that's from bugs to like new additions in the game or new artwork that I'm working on. That's what you can expect. But real quick, if you could join the Discord in the link below, wishlist on Steam, Bonebound, it does help a lot, and subscribe for more content. And with that being said, if your skeleton starts glowing, it's probably a good sign or a curse, one of the two. But thank you for watching, and until next time.